leading automotive analysts forecast 12.7 million new automobiles will be sold in 2011 and 13.8 million in 2012. This does not include the millions of program and pre-owned vehicles that will also be sold to the retail auto consumer. Consequently, needed as soon as possible are distributors for the fastest-selling retail auto consumer educational CD. Regional distribution managers are needed in every region of the USA and Canada. Don't go buy a new car without listening to this CD. Can provide you and your family a great income with no upfront money. This retail educational CD, Don't Go Buy a New Car Without Listening to This CD, lets the retail auto consumer go to the dealerships empowered with real knowledge as to the ways of a car deal. The market for this CD is huge, and the CD is backed with a strong national advertising campaign. Start making money today. Email Harry@carconcerns.com or call now 1-865-622-3032. 865-622.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And now, it's Car Concerns with the award-winning new car dealer, Harry Douglas. And now, your car star, here's Harry.
Okay, here we are with Car Concerns Radio this morning. Let's get started off real quick. We're going to be out there car shopping this weekend. Don't want you to make mistakes with a lot of zeros on the end of it. You know I don't. You know you can always call me. Anyhow, let's go to Radi Dennis. Radi Dennis, Consumer Justice, ESQ. What you said we wanted to talk about? The fraud at the dealership?
Yeah, good morning, Harry, from dreary Washington, D.C.
Same here. It's right. It's all up and down the coast here.
Is it really?
It is. I mean, it's just dreary here.
Yes, the rain, and it's kind of a mixture here of wind, rain, and I don't know what else.
And here comes the cold weather. I don't know about you, but I was jogging last night in 65-degree weather at 9 o'clock in the evening.
Wow.
I mean, just incredible.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I think it was a little better yesterday. They forewarned us. At least the weatherman got it right. They said that today was going to be a lot worse than yesterday. So. And they're
naming these Alberta clippers that come down from Canada. What's this one? This one's Cleon. I mean, that sounds just horrible.
Exactly.
Okay, Radi. What did we want to talk about this morning?
Well, I was thinking that maybe we could discuss some of the auto scams out there that dealers perpetrate on borrowers, and that so that they can be aware of these things before they go into the dealership, and they know what questions to ask, and they know what to do beforehand, so that they don't end up making a decision that costs them thousands and thousands of dollars.
Okay, I kind of go over that on this show all the time, but let's hear your perspective on it.
Okay, well, one thing out there is car kiting, which is where dealers actually sell a car that they don't actually own.
Right.
So what they do is they take the car, and a borrower will come in. Well, they take a car as a trade-in.
Right.
And so they take it to their lot, and then another borrower will come, and they promise that the old borrower that we're going to pay off the loan.
Right.
And you can go ahead and take this car. We're going to pay off the loan on your old car. But then the new borrower comes in and buys the car. And meanwhile, the dealer has not actually paid off the loan. The previous lender. So now the new borrower has his car, and he does not have title. The old lender still has title. So the lender can then that previous lender can then come back and repossess the car, and end up leaving the new the new owner without a car, repossession on the record, and all sorts of issues that will cost them thousands and thousands. Well, depending on what type of car it is and the amount of the car and what you will need to get alternate transportation, it ends up costing the consumer quite a lot of money.
And they probably lose work time as well.
Absolutely. So a couple of things that they can do, that consumers can do to make sure that does not happen to them, is they can go and they can make sure that they have that the dealer has title to the car before they actually purchase it.
Right. And another aspect of that is when the dealer doesn't pay the trade-in off on time, that leaves the person trading in the car exposed to maybe late payments or whatever, because if 30 or 40 days go by, you're going to have to make another payment on that car.
Absolutely, and that's exactly what I'm saying. With that new borrower, the new owner of the car is actually making their payments. They're doing everything they're supposed to be doing under the contract. But meanwhile, the dealer has sold him this car, and he has not paid off. He's not satisfied his obligation to the previous owner to pay off that loan. So now the new owner, the person who's making his payments and doing everything he's supposed to under the contract, car is now repossessed.
Oh, absolutely. And you know, and here's another thing you got to watch out. You got to watch out for the financial health of that dealership. I mean, we had a dealer right here in our area, a Mitsubishi dealer, who did business for, 60, 90 days after he knew he was going to close.
Oh, my goodness.
And he closed, and he left all those people that traded in those cars during that period without paying off their vehicles.
Wow.
I mean, that was about 5 years ago. That was a mess.
Yeah, that's exactly what. And do you wonder what happened to those cars? I wonder if those cars went to somebody else, and now those new borrowers who are buying those cars are still subject to that old lender.
I don't know, but I do know that he took all those cars. He took them to the auction and dumped them.
Wow.
So people that bought them were burnt, and people that traded them in were burnt.
Absolutely, absolutely. Another way you can protect against that is to actually go to check the car out with the Department of Motor Vehicles in your state as well.
Right.
To make sure that the title is genuine, because as you know, Harry, you can't really trust what the dealer says when they say they have good title or they actually own the car, that the title's good. I mean, it's not even confirmed the actual title that they're showing you is actually legitimate.
Absolutely. And a lot of dealers, I'm not saying a lot of dealers, but some dealers go ahead and make a judgment call and say, okay, this deal's going to go through fine. Go ahead, get that trade-in ready. Let's get it out on the lot and let's sell it. And and a lot of times it's not even cleared the office yet.
Absolutely, absolutely. I guess I would say to consumers, just always be aware of when you're going, and make sure you just do your homework prior to. I mean, there are a lot of times things that are written. You can check the internet. You can check the local newspapers or whatever about. Check the Better Business Bureau to find out if there are any complaints against a particular dealer before you actually decide whether or not you can purchase from that particular dealer. Because a lot of times these things are reported, and if you search that dealer on the internet and you see several complaints with respect to his dealership,
right?
Obviously, you don't want to buy from the dealer. You certainly do not want to buy from that dealer, and it's a sort of an indication of what will happen to you. What you'll be subject to or what you're risking if you go ahead and go through with a deal with respect to a car, an automobile, or financing or whatever. Although I do still recommend that you never, ever get financing from a dealership. You should. I think we discussed this last time.
Well, I think we're right in step with one another right there. I tell my people, I know what goes on in that dealership. I know what goes on in that finance office. And I tell you 100%, get your credit bureau. Always, if you're going to car shop, know what your credit score is.
Absolutely.
And B, go down to your bank or your credit union where you bank, who's got your money in the bank. They probably already know what your credit is.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I mean, you walk in, they see you, Tom Smith, and they don't have to pull your bureau. They know what your money situation is. So sit down with that loan officer and tell them what you plan on doing. I plan on trading my car in this weekend. I think I'm going to need between $20,000 and $22,000 extra difference to make up for what make up the trade difference on my vehicle. So I think I'm going to need somewhere between $20,000 and $22,000, and find out right there, right then, what the interest rate on that amount of money and how many months that you can go. And I always prefer you to go the lower end of the months. But if you have to go 60 months, I give you the okay to go 60 months on a new car, but no further than that. I want you to really finance it at 48 months. Okay, so you're going to need $22,000 difference, right? So here's what I want you to do from here. I want you to pay 20% down. If you can't pay 20% cash with that deal, you got no business buying that car. So,
exactly.
I want you to pay 20% down. If you can't do that, don't buy it. 20% is probably just going to cover the taxes, titles, and fees.
Absolutely, absolutely. And another thing with respect, and you said something interesting there with respect to making sure it's a new car. And if you're doing a 60-month finance, you don't want to do that on a used car.
Oh no, that was strictly on new vehicle purchases.
Right.
If you're buying a year-old car, I want you to start looking at the 24 and 36 months range.
Exactly, and that's a very good tip. I think I think it's a very good tip to consumers because obviously you don't know what the life of a used car has a shorter life than a new car. At least that's the theory, anyway.
Well, and you got to look at the valuation situation.
Right.
You're going into the used car, and you're probably paying a little bit more than what it's really worth.
Mm-hmm.
But as you start out on that loan, the valuation of that used car vehicle is going to drop like a rock.
Absolutely.
So you have to watch that.
Absolutely. One more thing here I wanted to say as well, just to reiterate what I was saying last week about the arbitration clause. And I just want to hammer that into consumers' head, and I want to give you a real-life story that's happening in California as we speak.
Okay, Roddy, we got 1 minute to go before the break. Should we take that up on the other side of the break?
Sounds great.
Why don't we do that? Anyhow, I'm talking to Radi Dennis. Hey, ESQ, Consumer Justice ESQ. Hey, she's up in Washington, D.C. She's an attorney, folks. Hey, she knows what's going on as far as this dealer fraud that we always talk about. Hey, we're going to talk to Roddy on the other side of the break. I'm Harry Douglas. This is Car Concerns Radio. When your money's on the line, call the line that's on the money. That's Car Concerns. Hey, we got a good jobs report this morning. Let's watch that stock market after the opening bell at the bottom of the hour here. I'll be right back after the break.
Take advantage of the Car Concerns Radio USA 10-year anniversary special, a 15-minute segment heard in 33 markets on a nationally syndicated radio show for only $125. This is radio that makes it economical and affordable for you to get the word out about what you do, driving your message home. It's the 10-year anniversary special, just $125 for a 15-minute airtime segment. Segments can be booked for a later date. There are limited spots available. Call Car Concerns Radio USA now, 1-855-CAR-CONCERNS. That's 855-227-2662.
Ah, the sound of small business, getting busier. Can you tell which one is using AT&T? Truth is, they all are, because businesses of all kinds can find AT&T customizable plans that fit their exact needs. Whether it's broadband, mobility, or nationwide voice, at AT&T, we can help your business get humming.
I need more receipt paper, please.
Call 1-855-877-4288 today and ask about special offers available for new small business packages. AT&T, rethink possible.
Moms of America, stand up and stop taking abuse from your kids.
I pledge never to let my kid disrespect me ever again.
I pledge to stop letting my daughter walk all over me.
I pledge to stop living in fear of my son's anger.
I pledge never to feel like a bad parent ever again. Because I'm not.
I pledge to stop letting my child's behavior control my home.
I pledge to be a mom with kids who listen, a total transformation mom.
I'm Janet Lehman, co-creator of the Total Transformation Program. We created the Total Transformation to help parents with difficult child behavior. Now I'm giving it away free. All you need to do is get the program and let us know how it works for you. We'll let you keep it for free.
Call 1-800-287-9157. That's 1-800-287-9157. Call now. That's 1-800-287-9157. That's 1-800-287-9157.
With over 1 million products, Grainger's your one-stop shop to help keep your facility running. And no one has more of the best brands. Like Fluke, Grainger has an enormous selection of Fluke testing tools, including the VTO2 visual thermometer, a breakthrough in temperature measurement. The brands you want, the products you need, the good-looking radio guy you love to hear. Okay, I added that part. Buy your supplies smarter. Call, visit a branch, or click Grainger.com/Fluke today. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Geico says, let's make life simpler. You need to buy something, but you don't want to make a mistake. So what do? Scour the web? Collect sales circulars? Ask your brother-in-law? How about this? When it comes to car insurance, Geico has a 97% customer satisfaction rating. I repeat, 97%. So make it simple. Just ask a friend who has Geico. Then click or call. you could make it 98%.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Jay Farner here from Quicken Loans. We get a lot of tweets from folks that sound just like this. Jay, I bought my home in 2007. Since then, it's gone down in value. Now I owe more on my mortgage than my home is worth. Can I refinance? The answer may very well be yes. Recently, the government announced changes that may allow folks to refinance even if their home has lost value. For example, if you owe $300,000 on your mortgage, but your home's only worth $150,000, Quicken Loans may still be able to help you. Or if your current mortgage rate is higher than 3.99%, you've got to give us a call today at 800-QUICKEN. And for 3 years in a row now, J.D. Power & Associates has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. So, if your current mortgage is higher than 3.99%, or if you owe more than your home is worth, call Quicken Loans today at 800-QUICKEN or go to QuickenLoans.com.
For J.D. Power & Associates award information, visit jdpower.com. Important terms and conditions apply. Calls for cost information. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
This is Car Concerns with your host, Harry Douglas. Now, here's Harry.
Okay, here we are back with Car Concerns, rolling right through the program this morning. You're going to go out there car shopping, and what I'm talking with Radi Dennis, and she's with Consumer Justice ESQ, and you can follow us on her website, consumerjusticeesq.com. Hey, Radi, what is the ESQ for?
Esquire.
Attorney. That's what I thought, but I didn't know for sure.
ESQ, it's an ESQ instead of consumer justice attorney. But the name that's the trademark name.
So that's what you do day to day. You help the consumer out there, right? Not only in the automotive field, but in other fields as well, right?
Absolutely. I have to help them in debt collection when they're having some issues, having any issues with debt collectors, actually contacting with respect to debt. I help them with foreclosures. I help them with loan modifications. I help them with repossession issues concerning repossession of automobiles. So anything related to consumer debt. I actually represent consumers in court and against other, corporate interests.
One of the things that I come up against, in my emails and everything, when people are in that phase where they might have their car repossessed, these people that the banks, the lenders, the dealers, they hire these recovery specialists to come out and start harassing you to get that vehicle. And a lot of times what they do, these people, they break the law in their dealings with you. Have you ever found that? Have you ever come up against that?
Yes.
I mean, they think they can just they can back a car up in your driveway and hook up to your car and pull it off, and that's just not the case. That's trespassing.
Well, I can't give legal advice and I just want to say that to all of your listeners right now. But this is information. It's not. I suggest that you call a consumer attorney in your area to represent you in a situation when you're having repossession issues. And I represent consumers in California and the District of Columbia. But with respect to that issue, I think that as a consumer, yes, with respect to dealers and the recovery specialists, they break the law all the time. So it's imperative that you contact someone and make sure that your rights are protected. And even if you're in a situation where you've already been, when the car is already repossessed, you still need to speak with an attorney because likely the dealer will go after you for a deficiency judgment, and that they can come after you, they can go to court, take you to court, and basically come after you for money that they didn't get when they sold the car at auction. And you don't want to be liable for that because they have all kinds of enforcement mechanisms. After they receive a judgment, they have all kinds of enforcement mechanisms that they can use to get that money from you. And that means wage garnishment, that means skill test, that means liens on your bank account. I mean, there are lots of things that they can do to actually get that money from you. So before that actually happens, you definitely want to call an attorney. And sort of, I think a good rule of thumb when you're in that situation is to say that if the attorney is charging me a percentage of what I would actually owe if they got a deficiency judgment, meaning that they don't sell the car for. Is it worth it? Wouldn't it be a better idea for me to call an attorney and get representation that they're not basically so that my rights are protected, as opposed to just for closing your eyes and burying your head in the sand? You should definitely not do that, because that just makes things worse.
Okay, here's a situation that I come up across all the time. Okay, they go to the dealership. They went to the dealership, let's say, last Friday, and they struck a deal with the dealer, and the dealer used his professional judgment that, yes, this deal was going to be financed on Monday or Tuesday, and so he goes ahead and he delivers the new car to the consumer, takes in their trade-in, puts it on the back lot, and then, lo and behold, Thursday or Friday of next week, they call the consumer and say, look, we couldn't get all this done like we thought we could. We need you to come back in here and let's renegotiate the contract and re-sign the contract. And so, here's my advice to my listeners. I always say, look, he used his professional judgment that he could get that deal done as stated on the contract. You sign the contract, you have a copy of the contract, you have the vehicle, you've already turned over your vehicle. Hey, don't do it. Don't take the car back. I mean, they'll probably come after you with all these guns and everything, but hey, don't take the car back, because, hey, he used his professional opinion that he or she could get that deal done, and it's up to them. So if they can't get all the money borrowed, like say they needed $20,000 and the bank just said, okay, we're just going to finance $15,000. Hey, here's what the dealer needs to do, and they won't tell you this. The dealer needs to guarantee that extra $5,000 and just keep the deal like they agreed to. But they don't do that. They try to milk you for that other $5,000.
Absolutely. And Harry, and you just pointed to another scam.
Yeah, I know. It's a huge scam, and it happens every day at the dealership.
And the name of that scam is yo-yo financing, and you need to call an attorney if that happens to you. If that happens to you, then call an attorney, because that's illegal. You cannot do that. It's bait and switch, basically, saying they basically say to you, here, everything is great, everything is fine. Go ahead, take the car off the lot. They take your car, but then they also have your down payment. You then go back. You're driving along, and then the dealer calls you back and says, "This is where the yo-yo financing coming. You're bringing it back." They're saying, "Sorry, the financing fell through. We're not going to be able to finance you." So they try and get you back in the office. They still have your down. They're keeping your trade-in or your down payment, so that way you can't go to another dealer and buy the from somewhere else.
Right.
So that you're basically beholden to them, and that you have to refinance with them, or pay the higher interest, or pay the higher interest rate, or pay whatever terms that they're trying to force upon you. And what I'm saying to you is that you need to call an attorney in that situation.
Well, here's what I'm saying. Yeah, you do need to call an attorney, but hey, in that situation, you do not need to forfeit the car that you bought back to them, because hey, it's up to them to get that deal done. If they delivered it to you, it's up to them to get that deal financed.
Right, but at the same time, they may also repossess and do all those sorts of things that they think that they're doing in the name of the contract, which is why you need to call an attorney.
Absolutely.
Because you don't want, the last thing you want is for them to have a judgment against you as well, and start calling your employers to do a wage garnishment or anything like that. You don't want any of that to happen. So the best thing for you to do in that situation is to call an attorney who can represent you against that in that situation. And likely, in many cases, you're maybe entitled to damages. So, I strongly recommend when you're in that situation that you call someone a consumer lawyer, not just any lawyer, a consumer lawyer in your area.
Absolutely. I tell you what, that really just gets all over me. Hey, I used to do it as a dealer myself. I used to call you up and say, hey, look, I couldn't get the financing. I need you to bring that car back in. And if they didn't bring it back in, I had this recovery specialist, which was short for a repo man. He'd go recover that car at any expense. I mean, he'd block you in at work. I mean, it's horrible.
Right.
Anyhow,
exactly.
I want to thank you, Roddy. I understand you can't be with us the rest of the show. Radi Dennis, folks. It's consumerjusticeesq.com. Go there. Hey, Roddy, thanks for being with us today on Car Concerns Radio USA. I look forward to having you next Friday We'll be right back after the break. I'm Harry Douglas. There's the opening bell. We might talk about some of these stocks we got.
Take advantage of the Car Concerns Radio USA 10-year anniversary special, a 15-minute segment heard in 33 markets on a nationally syndicated radio show for only $125. This is radio that makes it economical and affordable for you to get the word out about what you do, driving your message home. It's the 10-year anniversary special, just $125 for a 15-minute airtime segment. Segments can be booked for a later date. There are limited spots available. Call Car Concerns Radio USA now, 1-855-CAR-CONCERNS. That's 855-227-2662.
Ah, the sound of small business getting busier. Can you tell which one is using AT&T? Truth is, they all are, because businesses of all kinds can find AT&T customizable plans that fit their exact needs. Whether it's broadband, mobility, or nationwide voice, at AT&T, we can help your business get humming.
I need more receipt paper, please.
Call 1-855-877-4288 today and ask about special offers available for new small business packages. AT&T, rethink possible.
Moms of America, stand up and stop taking abuse from your kids.
I pledge never to let my kid disrespect me ever again.
I pledge to stop letting my daughter walk all over me.
I pledge to stop living in fear of my son's anger.
I pledge never to feel like a bad parent ever again. Because I'm not.
I pledge to stop letting my child's behavior control my home.
I pledge to be a mom with kids who listen, a total transformation mom.
I'm Janet Lehman, co-creator of the Total Transformation Program. We created the Total Transformation to help parents with difficult child behavior. Now I'm giving it away free. All you need to do is get the program and let us know how it works for you. We'll let you keep it for free.
Call 1-800-287-9157. That's 1-800-287-9157. Call now. That's 1-800-287-9157. That's 1-800-287-9157.
With over 1 million products, Grainger's your one-stop shop to help keep your facility running. And no one has more of the best brands, like Fluke. Grainger has an enormous selection of Fluke testing tools, including the VTO2 visual thermometer, a breakthrough in temperature measurement. The brands you want, the products you need, the good-looking radio guy you love to hear. Okay, I added that part. Buy your supplies smarter. Call, visit a branch, or click Grainger.com/Fluke today. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Geico says, let's make life simpler.
You need to buy something, but you don't want to make a mistake. So what do? Scour the web? Collect sales circulars? Ask your brother-in-law? How about this? When it comes to car insurance, Geico has a 97% customer satisfaction rating. I repeat, 97%. So make it simple. Just ask a friend who has Geico. Then click or call. You could make it 98%.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Jay Farner here from Quicken Loans. We get a lot of tweets from folks that sound just like this. Jay, I bought my home in 2007. Since then, it's gone down in value. Now I owe more on my mortgage than my home is worth. Can I refinance? The answer may very well be yes. Recently, the government announced changes that may allow folks to refinance even if their home has lost value. For example, if you owe $300,000 on your mortgage, but your home's only worth $150,000, Quicken Loans may still be able to help you. Or if your current mortgage rate is higher than 3.99%, you've got to give us a call today at 800-QUICKEN. And for 3 years in a row now, J.D. Power & Associates has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. So, if your current mortgage is higher than 3.99%, or if you owe more than your home is worth, call Quicken Loans today at 800-QUICKEN or go to QuickenLoans.com.
For J.D. Power & Associates award information, visit jdpower.com. Important terms and conditions apply. Calls for cost information. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
Harry Douglas of Car Concerns Radio has been helping the American motorist with their auto financing problem since 2008 when the American Motorist Vote Campaign was founded. Thousands of American motorists have not only lost their jobs in this economy, but they've also lost their homes and vehicles due to repossession. If you are behind on your payments and facing possible repossession of your automobile, you need to contact Car Concerns Consulting, 1-865-622-3032. Harry's always looking out for you. Harry has financed thousands of vehicles for the retail automotive consumer over the years as an award-winning new car dealer. If anyone knows the ins and outs of automobile financing, it's Harry. Let Harry put these unknown banking loopholes to work for you. If you need the auto financing fix, just call Harry. 1-865-622-3032.
This is Car Concerns with your host, Harry Douglas. Now, here's Harry.
Okay, here we are back with Car Concerns Radio, going right up to the top of the hour here. Hey, do you follow us on Twitter? Twitter.com/Car Concerns. That's CarConcerns, folks. Don't forget to put the S on there. Twitter.com/Car Concerns. And of course, you can follow my personal tweets at Twitter.com/Harry Douglas, all one word, one S on the end of Douglas, please. But anyhow, I'm watching the stock market. The Dow S&P 500 still on pace for the first losing week in 9 weeks. The NASDAQ wipes out week's losses this morning at the opening bell. I guess that's what they're talking about there. But anyhow, let's see, all 30 Dow stocks are a little bit higher this morning. So that's good news because they got a good number on the jobless claims, I think. Anyhow, some of the headlines I'm looking at here going into the weekend, you're out there car shopping. GM brands may go further in Europe without Chevrolet. They're not going to sell Chevrolets in Europe. I don't know what that's all about, but it seems like that would be their best seller in Europe. Ford's Alan Mulally was on the Colbert Report last night to talk cars and bankruptcy. I didn't personally catch it, but Ford Motor Company President and CEO Alan Mulally appeared on the Colbert Report last night to talk about the unveiling of the 2015 design of the iconic Mustang brand's 50th anniversary. And this red Mustang that they put out there, I mean, it's every page I turn to. So they're doing a good job right there, but to me it just looks like a Mustang, a pony car. Not a big enthusiast on my part. Enthusiasts weigh in on the Mustang revamp. Dearborn Mustang enthusiasts from across the globe got the first glimpse of the 6th generation pony car and applauded its new look. Now, I looked at this Mustang, and I got to tell you, back in I want to say it's 2002. I'll have to look this up. But 2002, this looks just like the car they were going to introduce in 2002, and they scrapped it, said that it wouldn't go good with the consumer. I guess it's come around. It's went full circle here, and I guess they figure that now is the time for that 2002 Mustang. But I'm not a big fan of it. Ford unveiled the car in 6 locations on 4 continents, helped by a cast of executives and product engineers, plus plant workers and the Mustang fan clubs. And there are a lot of Mustang fan clubs across the nation. I talk to them all the time. As a matter of fact, we were talking to, it wasn't a Mustang fan club, it was a Camaro fan club that we talked to on Wednesday. And, that was all the way across the nation there in Henderson, Nevada. But anyhow, Microsoft slumps after Mulally repeats no change. So Microsoft stock stalled yesterday, and yes, the Car Concerns Auto Index 100 is heavily invested in Microsoft. It's all throughout most of your vehicles. 2014 Fiesta ST. Let's see, the mouse that roared. Ford's getting a lot of play here with nearly 200 horsepower driving on the front wheels. The first 5-door hatchback, hot hatchback, brings performance without sacrificing room. We drove, now it's been a year since we drove the Fiesta, but we had one out at the Car Concerns Radio Proving Grounds last year. Oh, I kept the sheet on it, the data sheet on it here for the longest time, but it was in the running for the Car Concerns small vehicle of the year, and but it didn't make it. But anyhow, let's see. Chevrolet pulls back in Europe. I told you about that. First Ford Mustang owner helps welcome the new model. They found the first guy who bought a brand new Mustang. I guess this was in 65, but the first Mustang was a 64. I don't know if you remember it or not, but it was a 64 and a half. Gail Wise. Oh, evidently it's a lady. Gail Wise didn't know that she was getting anything special when she drove away from Chicago Ford dealership in the spring of 1964. It was the first Mustang ever sold. And they tracked her down, and they had her here for the big promotion. Toyota execs vows to fix Camry concerns. Let's see, Toyota Motor Company says it's making changes to its best-selling Camry sedan to address concerns raised by Consumer Reports about the car's poor performance in the new type of crash test. Now, I got to tell you, we had a Toyota Camry out at the Car Concerns Radio Proving Grounds, I don't know, about 3 or 4 months ago, and we were blown away by the quality of that vehicle. You know, it went through a lot of question marks a couple of years ago, unintended acceleration. But the one that we drove operated flawlessly, and it was the first Camry we'd had out at the Car Concerns Radio Proving Grounds probably in 4 or 5 years, and I was just blown away by the quality of that vehicle, and it made me understand better why it is the #1 selling vehicle in the world, not only in the USA, but in the world. So, Toyota's pumping up the evidently it got a poor crash report. Jaguar Land Rover plans a 392 million vehicle factory, not in the USA, in Brazil. Jaguar Land Rover, the luxury vehicle division of India's Tata Motors, signed an agreement to build a $392 million factory in Brazil, with capacity to produce as many as 24,000 cars a year. So your Jaguar could very well have been produced in Brazil here in the future. Let's see. A lot of these foreign car companies are in the news this morning. Renault gets approval to start China car assembly in Dongfeng. Renault SA, France's second biggest automaker, received a final approval from Chinese authorities to build the first factory in the world's largest car market under the venture of Dongfeng Motor Corporation. See, they have to team up with a Chinese auto entity over there to build these factories, but at least they can build a factory in Japan. Ford, Chrysler, or General Motors can't even build a assembly plant in Japan, and we allow them to build assembly plants all over the place up here, although they do it right. As a Nissan dealer, I became very familiar with the Nissan Smyrna assembly plant. I got to walk through it, and I got to see how they were all built and how they take care of and they really do. They take care of everybody that works at this. It's a city like down in Smyrna, Tennessee, and I mean, this thing is huge. And yeah, they really take care of their employees, and that's why they won't allow the UAW into the Nissan Smyrna plant, into any of these. All these transplants have a hard time getting unionized because the Japanese just take so good care of their workers. Luxury automakers charge into the growing electric market. This is with eco-friendly cars taking center stage at the 2013 LA Auto Show, which is just now wrapping up. It was no surprise that luxury car makers wanted to tout their stuff too. And so this talks about Renault, this talks about Mercedes-Benz, all getting into the electric car ride. Let me restate that. The battery-driven automobile, the lithium-ion battery that's on board of these vehicles. It's the only thing electric about it to me is that you have to use electricity to recharge that battery. Now, I guess it can be argued that that battery produces an electrical charge to drive the vehicle, but to me, So does my cell phone. So I don't call it an electric phone. I call it a cell phone. And so I guess we should refer to these automobiles as cell cars. Thinking outside the list on great rides, I don't know. We're not going to talk about that. Auto house manufacturer, we're not going to talk about that. 2015 Mustang, the makeover of their muscle. GM expected to sell remaining shares of Alley Finance. Let me talk about that a little bit. General Motors Corporation is expected to sell its remaining 8.5% stake in Alley Financial, which once was GM's in-house lending arm, known as GMAC. But you know, back during the financial crisis, they became Alley Financial. They formed it as a bank so they could dip into that government TARP fund, the Troubled Asset Relief Program. And they haven't paid us all back yet. But that's on the General Motors side too. I'll be right back after the break.
Take advantage of the Car Concerns Radio USA 10-year anniversary special, a 15-minute segment heard in 33 markets on a nationally syndicated radio show for only $125. This is radio that makes it economical and affordable for you to get the word out about what you do, driving your message home. It's the 10-year anniversary special, just $125 for a 15-minute airtime segment. Segments can be booked for a later date. There are limited spots available. Call Car Concerns Radio USA now, 1-855-CAR-CONCERNS. That's 855-227-2662.
Ah, the sound of small business, getting busier. Can you tell which one is using AT&T? Truth is, they all are, because businesses of all kinds can find AT&T customizable plans that fit their exact needs. Whether it's broadband, mobility, or nationwide voice, at AT&T, we can help your business get humming.
I need more receipt paper, please.
Call 1-855-877-4288 today and ask about special offers available for new small business packages. AT&T, rethink possible.
Moms of America, stand up and stop taking abuse from your kids.
I pledge never to let my kid disrespect me ever again.
I pledge to stop letting my daughter walk all over me.
I pledge to stop living in fear of my son's anger.
I pledge never to feel like a bad parent ever again. Because I'm not.
I pledge to stop letting my child's behavior control my home.
I pledge to be a mom with kids who listen, a total transformation mom.
I'm Janet Lehman, co-creator of the Total Transformation Program. We created the Total Transformation to help parents with difficult child behavior. Now I'm giving it away free. All you need to do is get the program and let us know how it works for you. We'll let you keep it for free.
Call 1-800-287-9157. That's 1-800-287-9157. Call now. That's 1-800-287-9157. That's 1-800-287-9157.
With over 1 million products, Grainger's your one-stop shop to help keep your facility running. And no one has more of the best brands. Like Fluke, Grainger has an enormous selection of Fluke testing tools, including the VTO2 visual thermometer, a breakthrough in temperature measurement. The brands you want, the products you need, the good-looking radio guy you love to hear. Okay, I added that part. Buy your supplies smarter. Call, visit a branch, or click Grainger.com/Fluke today. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Geico says, let's make life simpler.
You need to buy something, but you don't want to make a mistake. So what do? Scour the web? Collect sales circulars? Ask your brother-in-law? How about this? When it comes to car insurance, Geico has a 97% customer satisfaction rating. I repeat, 97%. So make it simple. Just ask a friend who has Geico. Then click or call. You could make it 98%.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Jay Farner here from Quicken Loans. We get a lot of tweets from folks that sound just like this. Jay, I bought my home in 2007. Since then, it's gone down in value. Now I owe more on my mortgage than my home is worth. Can I refinance? The answer may very well be yes. Recently, the government announced changes that may allow folks to refinance even if their home has lost value. For example, if you owe $300,000 on your mortgage, but your home's only worth $150,000, Quicken Loans may still be able to help you. Or if your current mortgage rate is higher than 3.99%, you've got to give us a call today at 800-QUICKEN. And for 3 years in a row now, J.D. Power & Associates has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. So, if your current mortgage is higher than 3.99%, or if you owe more than your home is worth, call Quicken Loans today at 800-QUICKEN or go to QuickenLoans.com.
For J.D. Power & Associates award information, visit jdpower.com. Important terms and conditions apply. Cost for cost information. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
Harry Douglas of Car Concerns Radio has been helping the American motorist with their auto financing problems since 2008, when the American Motorist Vote Campaign was founded. Thousands of American motorists have not only lost their jobs in this economy, but they've also lost their homes and vehicles due to repossession. If you are behind on your payments and facing possible repossession of your automobile, you need to contact Car Concerns Consulting, 1-865-622-3032. Harry's always looking out for you. Harry has financed thousands of vehicles for the retail automotive consumer over the years as an award-winning new car dealer. If anyone knows the ins and outs of automobile financing, it's Harry. Let Harry put these unknown banking loopholes to work for you. If you need the auto financing fix, just call Harry. 1-865-622-3032.
This is Car Concerns with your host, Harry Douglas. Now, here's Harry.
Okay, I just tweeted out that the American Motorist, I've got this here lately, the American Motor, excuse me, members of the American Motorist Vote Campaign, which we're renaming in 2014 to the American Motorist Union, but anyhow, they want the Congress and the Senate to pee in a cup to make sure that they're not on drugs. I mean, you know, their actions prove that they could very well be on some kind of assistance there. Let's see. Arash Rishi, social media marketer, social media researcher, and academia. He's our latest follower on Twitter. Welcome, Arash. Let's see. Halton Honda. Since 1969, we have been serving the public in Burlington with the same family ownership and marketing some of the world's finest vehicle. They're now following us. That's Halton Honda. Let's see. Excuse me. Hot Christian Stocks. They're following us. Christian Inspirational Publicity Traded Stock Company. Come check out their information. News and commentary 24/7 worldwide. Let's see. Ben Constateurs, the voice of Dacre and EWC, face of the WTCC presenter, pole position, freelance motorsports commentator, producer, and presenter. He's one of our latest followers. That's Ben Costley. But anyhow, let's see. The next one is Vegas, the show. The best of what made Vegas Vegas performs daily in the Saks Theater inside the Miracle Mile LV shops at the Planet Hollywood Hotel. They're following us. Let's see. Longfellow Deeds, lifelong Seahawks fan. Let's see. This is he goes by the @Warhawker12. Lifelong Seahawks fan, season ticket holder, 21 years. It's our year. Raw pick tweets from the Seahawks tunnel on game days. So this is a big Seahawks fan, and they have an excellent team this year. Let's see, Shady Alchemy. He is let's see, you find him at Shady Alchemy. That's ALMALIK. He's following us. Let's see, Love Matos. They're following us. Expert writer in the subject of love. romance and relationships. Advertising, Love Mottos, tw@gmail.com. Let's see, who else? Carter Merrill is following us. That's a good one right there. Wiper Stick, that's French, and they're following us. Let's see, what else? Who else have we got down here? The best of Kickstarter, profiling hot projects at Kickstarter.com. Now, do you know what Kickstarter.com is? Kickstarter is a crowdfunding site to kickstart your fund going off. If you've got an event out there, okay, I just recently worked with the Leslie O'Neill College Fund, which have been associated with since 1994. The Leslie O'Neill College Fund, they do some great things. Not only do they help college students, but their latest project is that they're going around the country and they're finding playgrounds and tennis courts that are, that have been dilapidated and they haven't been took care of, and they're reviving these, and they're working with the schools. There's one in my area here that we're working on, and it's up at Roberts Middle School, and they've got 4 tennis courts there, and I guess they haven't been maintained in 10, 15 years. And so I got on with the principal, and what we're doing out in the community, we're collecting funds to rejuvenate these courts. It's just a shame that those students are up there in this great middle school, and they can't walk out after school, or they don't even have a tennis club. And I'm a big tennis player, and I teach youth here in my area on the aspects of playing tennis. But anyhow, we're using Kickstarter to get this project going, and plus I'm going out into the community and calling on businesses and everything, and it's really going good. I mean, we've got a $20,000+, and this thing is really going to kick off, and hopefully by springtime we can get people in here to rebuild these tennis courts. I mean, they need resurfacing. The lights are of course broke, and it needs fencing around it, so it can be a great facility. And if we can get the community behind it real big, we have space down there to build an indoor tennis court, and I'd like to see that done. And the Leslie O'Neill College Fund is doing that all across the nation. If you have a school or a playground that needs refurbishing, you need to give us a call at 1-855-CAR-CONCERNS, 1-855-227-2662, or email me, harry@carconcerns.com, and I will get with the folks at the Leslie O'Neill College Fund and get your project on the list here. But anyhow, hey, you're going to go out there. I wanted to talk a little bit about this. I don't have much time. Senators want answers on vehicle cybersecurity tracking. Finally, Senator Ed Markey, a Democrat, sent letters to chief executives at 20 automakers, including the Detroit's Big Three, Toyota Motor Corporation, Volkswagen, and Tesla. He wants details on all the attempts over the last 5 years by hackers to break into vehicles' electronics. If there were any injuries or damage or incidences were reported to law enforcement. And this is a big problem. And we're doing a lot of this work out at the Car Concerns Radio Proving Grounds. Hey, we're coming up with ways to protect your automobile as you drive down the road from being hacked by these hackers. Your vehicle, whether you know it or not, is a rolling computer. Anyhow, I'm Harry Douglas. Hey, I'll be back with Car Concerns Radio. I'm always looking out for you. You can always call me 1-855-CAR-CONCERNS, or you can email me, harry@carconcerns.com. I'll talk to you the next time. Turn your headlights on, folks. Let's drive safe out there. Buckle up.
The opinions you hear on the Business Talk Radio Network are those of the host, callers, and guests, and not necessarily those of this station, Business Talk Radio Network, its management, or advertisers. The information on the Business Talk Radio Network does not constitute a recommendation, offer, or solicitation to buy or sell any product or securities. Investing involves risks, so please consult a professional before investing. If you have any questions or comments about the Business Talk Radio Network, contact us at 203-323-7300 or at our website, businesstalkradio.net.